we might have to split this review into 2 parts.
Yes, that's it. It's obvious.
I mean, to be fair, if this were a regular season, each color would have its own video.
It doesn't make a bit of difference, guy.
Yeah, you're probably right. Click through to part 2.
Boy.
Tell us about Teferi, hero of Dominaria.
Teferi, hero of Dominaria. Oh man, I don't remember any of his quotes from Arena. I'm a bad person.
You are.
Oh man, even though I played him a bit. Awful. Anyway, 5 mana, 4 loyalty, +1, draw a card at the beginning of the next end step up to untap up to 2 lands. Doesn't even have to be your lands. You can untap anybody's lands. Politics.
Neat.
-3. Put a target non-land permanent into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. You can use that effect to stop you from milling yourself.
I like that. I like that ability a lot.
-8, you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's another one of those
Don't let that go off.
It's another one of those good luck getting there type things. But if you can, if you're playing the control deck the way the control deck is meant to control.
Oh, trust me, I've been there. I did it in Arena.
Daragaz Reincarnated is 7 mana, 4 and then Jund for a 7/7 Flying Trample Haste. So even right there, like at 7 mana for something with Flying Trample Haste, I don't think that's that bad. And then if he would die, you exile it with 3 egg counters on it. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if Daragaz is exiled with an egg counter on it, remove 1. And then if there are none left on him, he returns to the battlefield. A cool little bit of recursion there, I guess. This actually is like a way to avoid that commander tax, something we've talked a little bit about before. Because
you can get exiled.
Right, yeah. If you were to like path him or something, you would kind of have to use that replacement effect to put him back in the command zone if you wanted to do that. But yeah, just from dying from combat, dying from like damage spot removal or whatever, pretty cool. One of my favorite cards in the set is up next. Is
you can take it.
Yeah, is Joyra, Weatherlight Captain. 2 blue red for a 3/3 human artificer. Whenever you cast Historic Spell, draw a card. I love this card. This card is sweet.
We basically finally got not like a crazy good artifact commander, but we got a good one.
Yeah. And just filling up your hand for playing like your even your mana rocks, you know.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good value, as they say. Muldrotha the Gravetide, Brandon.
Is broken.
Tell us about it.
3 Insultai for a 6/6. During each of your turns, you may play up to 1 permanent of each permanent type from your graveyard. That's it.
That's good stuff, though. I mean,
that is very good stuff. This commander is so broken.
It gives a whole nother level of complexity to sack outlets.
Oh, yes.
Because all of a sudden, you can even sacrifice your good stuff. Because you can just get it back.
Yep.
And, yeah, I mean, if you've seen the Brawl episode of Game Nights, I think it was
God, that was forever ago.
Yeah, I think it was Josh that was playing the deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just there's so much value to be had there. And that was in Brawl. Just imagine
Jimmy was playing Joda.
Yeah. And just imagine the implications of that in normal Commander. Like yeah. We have Ariel, Knight of Windgrace, which is it's fine. It's 4 mana for a 4/4 with Vigilance. It's a Knight. So this could be your commander for your white-black Knights, I suppose. Put Josu Vest into the 99 there. Has Vigilance, and then for 3 and tapping it, you can create a 2/2 White Knight with Vigilance. So you are creating White Knight. Like the card White Knight. You are creating that card. And then for 1 black and tapping, tap X, destroy X untapped. Tap X, untap Knights you control, destroy target creature with power of X or less. I think that's like to kill something that's like super meaningful. That's an investment because you're gonna have to tap a lot of creatures. Because unless it's like some sort of control card, you know, that just kind of sits there.
If it exiled, it'd be so much better.
Yeah, it would be better with exile. But I mean, it synergizes with itself, being able to create knights at the same time, you know?
Right.
Firesong and Sunspeaker. Yeah, how about that card?
A Minotaur Cleric. Doesn't fit into the cleric deck, unfortunately. Not black or I mean it's white, but you know.
Yeah, it's not in the colors that clerics want to be in.
Yep. It's a 4/6. Red instant and sorcery spells you control have lifelink. Okay, sign me up.
Neat.
Whenever a white hold on, that set symbol. I'm trying to read off the card and I can't read it because that set symbol. Whenever a white instant or sorcery spell causes you to gain life, Fire Song and Sun Speaker deals 3 damage to target creature or player.
Okay.
I did build a deck.
Yeah. Get this guy. Put your Balefire Liege in there. I would say Soulfire Grandmaster. No, but Soulfire Grandmaster is actually just color identity, so couldn't do that.
Oh yeah.
But still, Balefire Liege though. But yeah, what was the thing with this card, Brandon?
So this card. Oh man, so buy a box promos, right?
Yeah.
It's been a thing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But suddenly, the Wizards was like, hey, and maybe it wasn't even Wizards, maybe it was Hasbro and was like, hey, we want to sell more boxes.
Have we got an idea for you?
We got a thing that's going to sell you more boxes. Let's put this one card that you can only get. It's foil. It's only in foil, okay? You can only get this by buying a box.
Realistically, did this card cause more boxes to be sold? I honestly don't think so.
No, it just dominated. I mean, it probably. I bought a box. I'm not gonna lie. I bought a box for this card, 100% to guarantee.
I also bought a box, but it wasn't because of this card. But getting this card along with the box was a neat thing.
Right.
You know,
I wanted to guarantee I got a copy and didn't have to pay an absurd amount later to pick up a copy.
Yeah. Grand Warlord Rada is 4 mana for a 3/4 elf warrior, has haste. I actually like that power and toughness having haste for that mana cost in these colors. I don't know. I'm sure that there's other cards that are better that you could do.
It just looks good.
But yeah. And then when one or more creatures you control attack, add that much mana in any combination of red and green. Until your end step, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. So I think that this card could actually be used really well in Commander. Yeah. As a Commander, I think it could be used in the 99. I think that having haste and having this ability at the same time really works for this card.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually am also a fan of the old Rada. So
yeah.
Next is a really dirty card. Joda, Archmage Eternal, Brandon.
1 and a Disguise for 4/3, human wizard with flying. You may pay the full Wooburg rather than pay the mana cost for spells that you cast.
Is broke.
Mm-hmm.
Broke card.
Get your Zakamas out there.
Awesome artwork, though.
Yeah. I guess I'll talk about Oath of Teferi.
Go for it.
3 white-blue for legendary enchantment. So I guess Teferi's join the Gatewatch, huh?
Yeah, well.
When Oath of Teferi enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent you control, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step.
So it's a blink.
Yep. When you activate the loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control, you may do that twice per turn. Rather than only once.
Yeah, that's good.
So whereas a lot of the other oaths were front-loaded with their ability, and their second ability wasn't that great, it's reversed this time around. The first ability isn't fantastic, but the second ability is great.
Yes, definitely agree with that. But something you could do as like a pizza tech, I guess, is blink one of your planeswalkers that's low on loyalty to reset its loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could activate the loyalty ability of the planeswalker. Oh, never mind. It's at the end step that it comes back. Never mind. I was going to say activate the ability, Oath, activate it 2 more times. But yeah, no, that doesn't work.
That's dirty.
Probably rightfully so that it doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Primeval's Glorious Rebirth. That's a mouthful. It's also 7 mana for a legendary sorcery that says return all legendary permanent cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. You have to be playing a really specific deck to want to play this card.
Mm-hmm. And that's about it.
That's it.
The Cinderwind.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. How about
I
this
wish
guy?
she was called the Cinder Wizard.
The Cinder Wizard. The Cinderwinder.
When is it for 2/2 with flying and haste? Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, wizards you control get +1/+1 until their turn. It's good. That's it.
Yeah. if you're playing blue-red wizards.
Just to
And
make the note here, we are in uncommon legendaries now, so they're not going to be amazing. A couple of them are really good.
yeah, so the thing about this card though that I like about it is that it doesn't say other wizards, so it'll
Right.
buff itself.
Buffs itself.
Yeah, it's almost like a little weird version of prowess, you know.
Right. Which,
So,
speaking of which, we've not seen prowess in a bit. I'm
mm,
scared.
gone forever.
Hopefully not.
Throw in the trash.
It's
Arvad the
too
Cursed.
powerful.
Yeah. Arvad the Cursed is 3 black white for a 3/3 vampire knight with death touch and lifelink that gives other legendary creatures you control +2/+2. I like this
Yeah?
card. I like this card.
Pretty good.
I don't think you use him as a commander. I think you jam him in the 99. But I think that he functions really well in the 99 just on his own because I don't know, he has death touch and lifelink. So even at 5 mana, sure, he may be a little bit overcosted if you don't have any other legendary creatures in play. But I mean, your commander is always going to be a legendary creature, so it's going to buff your commander. So I don't know, not bad. Garn of the Blood Flame.
Blood Flame.
We've had a little bit of discussion about this card, and you're not a big fan.
No.
Right? So at 5 mana
Red,
for
black,
a
or red?
3/3. Oh, so go ahead.
Okay. So it's a human warrior, 3/3, with flash.
Flash.
You know. Garn of the Blood Flame enters the battlefield. Return to your hand all creature cards in your graveyard that were put there from anywhere this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Other creatures you control have haste.
So, I mean, you can use this in the deck that put it in your graveyard from anywhere. Return to your hand. Okay. So yeah, I mean, if you're milling yourself, that come back to your hand. If you can just go to have a crazy combat and play this card and return them all to your hand. But I actually really just like this card because the other creatures you control have haste, and I know that there's plenty of ways to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just one more option.
It's just super situational,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Halar, the Fire Fletcher, is 3 mana for a 3/3 with Elf Archer. It has trample, and then whenever you cast a spell, if that spell was kicked, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy, and then he deals damage equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on it to each opponent.
I mean, sure, if you're playing the kicker deck.
Another hyper-specific card. So
There's been 3 sets now that have had kicker in it.
Yeah.
It's obviously a fan favorite mechanic. It's come back 3 times now.
Yeah.
Twice.
I mean, yeah, sure, whatever. It's okay. Tell us about Ref.
Mage.
Yep.
2 and an Azorius for a 3/3 flash flying.
All right.
Make cast historic spells as though they had flash.
Like it. I like this card.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's think about it. I like this card, but I don't think it's gonna see play that often in Commander.
No. I mean, in the Captain Sisay deck, yeah.
No, because Captain Sisay is green black or green red. Give me shit. What colors are left? Freaking green white.
Okay.
Yeah, but
really? Okay.
yeah, Captain Sisay is green white.
Well, fine. Just play Reaper King. Legendaries.
Oh, you definitely could. I love Reaper King. Reaper King is sweet. What about Rona, Disciple of Gix?
Rona, Disciple of Gix. Moving on. I mean, 2, 3 mana for a 2/2. Human Artificer. When Rona, Disciple of Gix enters the battlefield, you may exile target historic card from your graveyard. You may cast non-land cards exiled with Rona. 4, tap, exile the top card of your library.
This card requires a lot of mana.
Mm-hmm.
And she taps when you exile that card. I don't know.
She's got Mistress Bauble in her hand, though.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, check that out. But Shauna, Sisay's Legacy is an awesome card, I think.
Mm-hmm.
One green.
We've actually seen from the set.
Yeah, we've actually gone over this card before. For 1 green and 1 white, we have a 0/0. It's a human warrior.
Awful.
Shauna, Sisay's Legacy can't be the target of abilities your opponents control. This is not hexproof. It can't be targeted by abilities. Can be targeted by spells, not abilities. And then Shauna gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. It's
good.
Short, sweet, and to the point legendary. I like this card.
No,
Slimefoot, Brandon.
and the Stowaway.
Yeah.
Black and a green for a fungus. It's a 2/3. Okay. Whenever a sapperling you control dies, okay. Slimefoot the Stowaway deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Okay. 4, create it. That ability doesn't matter. Create a 1/1.
This
But
is a flavorful enabler for that deck.
oh yes. I mean, just by himself, he's a good commander.
Yes, he is.
But for the Saproling deck,
Yeah.
but putting him, I'd probably put him in Gave. I can't guarantee. I'm not allowed to play that deck really, because it's too good. We talk about wanting to play hyper competitive decks, but
Sure.
we already have them.
I mean,
We've just not built tier 1 decks is the thing.
the power level of that deck decreases so much if you take Bronzebeak Moa out.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Best purchase I've ever made.
Anyway, Tatiova, Bethnic Druid. This card is awesome. I love this card. 3, a green and a blue for a 3/3 Merfolk Druid. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and draw a card. This card is actually still a contender on if I want to make this card the commander of my blue-green deck instead of Rashmi.
Just because it draws you cards.
Yes, exactly that. And I play lands all the time.
I love to draw cards, so
I even dare say that I like gaining 1 life. So this card is awesome and beautiful artwork.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about Tiana Ship's Caretaker.
So 3 and a Boros for a 3/3 Angel Artificer, flying in first strike. Whenever an ore or equipment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, so not from anywhere else, just from the battlefield, you may return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next instant. It's okay.
Yeah. This card is actually currently the commander of my equipment deck.
I mean, it's not a bad commander. You fought over who was going to be that commander, didn't you, for a bit?
Yeah. It's always been difficult. Because, I mean, there's Jorkadine, who's not even very good. He was the original commander of that deck. Then for a while, it might have been Aurelia at one point. And I think there was one more that was the commander for a while. But this is the one that matches, that's on flavor the most. So it is the current commander of that deck.
I mean, it's flying, it's got evasion, it's got first strike. So you can suit her up.
Yeah, easily suit her up. Just the fact that she has flying makes her super good for that anyway.
Right. I mean, her art's pretty good.
Yeah. Reminds me a little bit of Brigitte from Overwatch. Just being that engineer mechanic type,
Which came first though? I think it was Tiana.
I don't think so.
No?
I think Brigitte was quite a bit before that. I don't know.
Brigitte was our last champion we got before.
No, we got Wrecking Ball.
Oh, you see how long it's been since I played? I forgot Wrecking Ball was even a thing.
Or how forgettable Wrecking Ball is. Anyway, moving on to the artifacts. Brandon, Karn, Scion of Urza. Whatever. He's an artifact. Karn. He himself is an artifact, even if the card isn't.
Okay, so 5 mana loyalty, it's Karn. So, the last Karn we had was Karn Liberated, which was amazing. So, how amazing is this going to be?
Right.
+1. Reveal the top 2 cards of your library. An opponent chooses one of them. Put that card into your hand and the other. Exile the other with a silver counter on it. So,
silver counter. Silver counter.
Put a card you own with a silver counter on it from exile into your hand.
Neat.
Well, that +1 is a win-win all the way around.
Yep.
As long as you want the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a -2 for a ultimate.
What could it do?
Colorless artifact construct. Colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control.
I think this.
I mean, that really +1 and -1 is, what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Unless you build around that ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a bad spot, do that -2 real quick. Get yourself a creature to defend yourself with.
Right.
But yeah, mostly for the +1 and the -1 is when you'll be using this.
He doesn't have a traditional ultimate.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair because Karn is a pacifist.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Interesting. But next up is Mox Amber. It's a Mox, Brandon.
It's a Mox.
It's a Mox. A new Mox.
Obviously, it's got to be good. It even costs 0.
Costs 0?
The broken stuff you could storm.
For a legendary artifact, add 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures and planeswalkers you control. This
Womp,
card
womp,
is
womp.
this card I thought was a lot better because originally I thought that you would be able to add a colorless when you tapped it
Yeah.
if you didn't have anything. But as it turns out, and it makes sense when you actually think about it grammatically or how whatever
Right.
semantically, I don't know, that colorless is not a color. So
Yep.
I still like the card just as a 0 mana artifact that can be a mana rock. And if in Commander, like I said, your Commander's always going to be legendary, so you're always going to
I
be able to
mean,
have the opportunity to make this card provide a mana of your color
play
identity.
Isamaru.
Yeah, sure.
Get him out turn 1, and then Mox Amber, and then Soul Ring, and then, whew,
Yeah,
you can go off.
Grim Monolith. The Weatherlight, Brandon.
The Weatherlight. Ooh, that's a lot of text.
Amazing card.
It is a pretty good card. 4 mana for a legendary artifact vehicle.
Ooh,
So
vehicle.
first vehicle, I think it's the only vehicle in the set.
They're back.
Again, like us, we keep coming back.
That's right.
Whenever, oh, it's a 4/5 by the way.
With
When
flying.
it's actually crewed, it crews for 3.
Yeah.
So, whenever the Weatherlight deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a historic card from among them and put it into your hand. The rest on the bottom of your library in any order. It's a smaller version of that one card we've seen earlier. Board the Weatherlight.
Yeah, I love this card, and it just digs through your library, and it's a 4/5 with a flying. Crewing it for 3 is easy. I don't know, it's efficient. It's an efficient card, I think.
Man, though, Black Blade Reforged. I remember seeing this art before we actually seen the card.
It's freaking Frostmourne,
Oh,
dude.
man.
Give me an altar.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's done it.
Yeah, guaranteed. So at 2 mana for a legendary artifact, equipment, equip creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Woo. Equip legendary creature for 3,
Okay.
or equip anything else for 7.
So I told you that Gideon gets this, right?
Oh, really? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're setting up some weird stuff for Gideon. Some sort of storyline, you know?
I have no idea. I just know that he has this now in place of his Sorrel.
Oh, interesting. I want. Is
He
there?
lost that battle against Bolas and on Armageddon.
Oh, interesting. The next card, Forebear's Blade. Brandon, you want to go over that real quick?
Not really.
Okay. Well, for 3 mana, it's an equipment that equips for 3. Enchanted creature gets +3/+0 and has vigilance and trample. Whenever creature dies, you can attach Forebear's Blade to target creature you control. Yeah, it's whatever.
It's okay.
We have
Not great.
yeah, reprint of
Give a
Gilded
month free
Lotus.
print?
Yeah. Helm of the Host. Yeah. How about this card?
This card is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this in Arena. It's
Tell us
a
it.
4 mana legendary artifact equipment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of equipped creature, except that token isn't legendary. If equipped creature is legendary, that token gains haste. So you slap this on your Traxos, and you just start being silly.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
start making copies of any legendary that you want. You turn Gideon into a creature with his ability. Suddenly you have new Gideons.
so you don't even have to equip this to a legendary creature.
No,
You just
You don't
equip it to
have to.
anything. Yeah.
right.
I mean, yeah,
But-
pretty cool. It's a little spendy, like that 5 mana, but once it's on there, it's on there until
yeah.
that creature dies or
I'm
whatever.
just talking about Value Town here.
Yeah, sure. Real quick, Mishra's Self-Replicator. 5 mana for a 2/2 assembly worker creature.
Okay.
Whenever you cast a historic spell, you may pay 1. If you do, you create a copy that's a copy of Mishra's Self-Replicator. So you can get an army of 2/2s just if you pay that extra 1. It kind of reminds me of Mentor of the Meek, like just paying that extra 1 to get some sort of other benefit. So for Mentor of the Meek, you're drawing a card. For Mishra's Self-Replicator, you're getting another 2/2. It's fine.
Temporal Gateway.
Yeah, tell us about this card.
4 mana legendary artifact. 4 tap. You may put a historic permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Just 4 mana,
Yeah, it's a quick
put
silver
your
amulet.
Eldrazi.
Yeah, it's a quick silver amulet for historic things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. Traxos, Scourge of Krug, is 4 for a 7/7 construct. It has trample. It enters the battlefield tapped and doesn't untap during your untap step, so seems bad. Feels bad, man. But whenever you cast a historic spell, you untap him. It's okay.
I like it.
Like, it's fun. It's a fun card, I'd say.
You
but
put
is
it
it like
into
necessarily
the colorless artifact deck.
Oh yeah, sure, of course. Because then pretty much like everything you
Or
play is
it
going to
even helms the colorless artifact deck.
Could, yeah, I suppose it could. And I mean, yeah, if you wanted to, you can go with like the Voltron route with him because he's already quite large and has trample. So,
I mean, you have Voltaic key out or just, anything silly.
Yeah,
And that negative is not there anymore.
Right. Joria's Familiar is 4 for a 2/2 with flying that makes historic spells you cast cost 1 less. Just a simple little cost reduction thing there for you. And that's that.
I mean, lands reprinted. Cabal Stronghold's a new land. If we want to go over that real quick.
Right, yeah. Another land to push the mono black commander deck and giving it some semblance of being able to ramp. This is like pseudo ramp. Being able to
really good though.
Tap 3 and tap it to add a black for each basic swamp you control. This is not unlike Cabal Coffers. This is in fact a worse Cabal Coffers. Actually, I don't know, because in some ways it's actually a little bit different because it can provide a colorless, whereas Cabal Coffers can't.
Right. This can actually, you can still play this turn 1.
I think that
for whatever reason you're not doing anything else.
Yeah,
you can still cast things off of it.
Yeah, and I think that this and Cabal Coffers go together, right, into the mono black deck or whatever. But it also says for each basic swamp, which makes me think that they learned their lesson after Cabal Coffers, being like, because if you have your Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth out, that turns everything into swamps. All of a sudden Cabal Coffers becomes a lot more potent, whereas Cabal Stronghold will still only count the basic swamps that you have in play.
Yeah.
We have new artwork for the Buddy Lands that originally came out in Shadows over Innistrad. No, you're right. It wasn't. No, you're right. It wasn't original. Yeah, original Innistrad. So there's your Clifftop Retreat.
I like the art. I mean, we've said this a lot.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, the
art
artwork
on these, especially Hinterland Harbor, is probably my favorite.
Yeah, and there's Isolated Chapel, looking good, having those shadows coming on there to signify like the black. Yep, Hinterland Harbor looking very nice, very vibrant. That little arch looks like a big mouth. It's gonna eat the ships.
That was a Phyrexian gate.
Oh, really?
Thing.
Interesting. Huh. And then we have Sulphur Falls, which looks good. I actually really like that. How on like the side of the cliffs or whatever has all that red. Looks good. And then last but not least, Woodland Cemetery, which also looks good. And that pretty much does it. Unless we want to go over the Planeswalker deck cards real quick.
No, I think we're okay.
Okay. So I mean
don't think there was anything fantastic there.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for our abridged Dominaria set review.
It's kind of long abridged.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, I even going back and reading some of these cards, like the cards that I remember liking from the set, and going through and reading them, like it kind of gets me like stoked all over again. It's like, oh man, no, that's why I like that card.
Right. It's been months since we've sat down and really looked at these cards.
Yeah. I mean, the set's been out for forever now, so. But yeah, so next up in the Lost Episodes 2 series will be what?
Battle Bond.
Battle Bond, yeah, and that's going to be...
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. There are some spicy things in there, including the return of a mechanic that I thought was only going to be available in another supplemental product. So...
What are you talking about?
If you want to know what that is, including Brandon, you'll have to just watch the episode when it comes out.
Oh yeah, that mechanic. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that one.
Like the mechanic.
But yeah, this has been our Dominaria set review. We're really trying to get back on board here. Once we just get through these catch-up episodes, we will get right back in to some season 3 content, some current content things, get back into doing, news and spoilers and all of that. But we're also going to be getting back into doing the Hedron Archive. We're going to finally debut CM Showdown, our gameplay-centric show. And we're going to be introducing the Deck Tech series. Brandon and I were working on the assets for that not but a few days ago, and it's looking really good. Feeling good about it. It's going to be fun. And yeah,
we hope you enjoy all the it's not really new content because it's all stuff we've done before.
Yeah.
But the new way we're presenting it.
Yeah, just a little bit more polished, a little bit more professional, We're just doing what we can when we can do it. And hopefully moving forward, we will have the time to get together and do these things. And there's also been some administrative stuff we've been doing on the back end just to make it a little easier on us. But yeah, that's all we got. Next episode, look forward to our set review of Battle Bond. But until then, it's going to be Travis and Brandon returning to the command zone.
Get land tax, son.
Get land tax? Oh, because it's in Battle Bond, right?